And I'm just there nice and early. I had my little book and I was eating an apple and somebody like walked by and then walked back. And I looked up and I totally did like a double take.
Yeah.
As I'm like eating my apple, like, and he's just like, "Hi, Miss Rose. I'm so happy to have you on this tour." And he's just like, "Beautiful work." And then just shook my hand and like floated off like this, like Prince.
Wow.
We would have dates. We'd come back home for a couple weeks, go out, come home for like a month. So imagine me, I couldn't book any work. I was kind of just like hanging out waiting for a call.
Really?
Yeah.
And what made you choose to do that?
Because it's Prince.
Hello and welcome to the Beauty Ritual Podcast, the podcast that hosts conversations about age, beauty, and identity. In a world where the pressure to conform rises every day, this is your dose of perfection correction. And today's guest is someone that everyone should absolutely know about. This is Amber Rose.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Amber toured with Prince. She has done incredible work with brands that you see every day, commercial brands like Anthropologie, Ritual, and she does the most undetectable beauty you've ever seen. She's someone that you would want to know what she thinks about your face, what you should do with your beauty. And I am so excited and honored that you would be on the show today.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Yes.
And I want to dive right into your story because you came from a town of 90 people.
Yes, girl.
And you moved to LA.
I came from a little village, basically.
You came from a village of less than 100 people.
We have a church and a bar. That's all we have.
That's the truth.
That is the truth. Yeah. And one stop sign.
And one stop sign?
Yeah. So yeah, I was surrounded by like, gravel roads and cornfields, and that was my upbringing. It was really peaceful and sweet and nice, but like I knew I had to get out of there. Yeah. Like especially a teenager, like I was getting like antsy. Yeah.
Well, getting to read a little bit about you from some of our conversations for crafting this conversation, I feel like so much of your story is relatable to so many people, but the degrees that you experienced so many of the things in your life have such high contrast because going from a small town to a big city, getting scooped up on a tour, I mean, we have to start from the very beginning, and that is how you got into beauty.
Yeah, I mean, when I was little, like I always wanted to be a model. I feel like that's like a little girl's dream, sometimes. It was like, oh, they want to be a model, like taking photos.
Fashion caught your eye.
Yes.
Magazines.
Yes.
Was there the internet yet? Was the internet at play?
No internet. So yeah, whatever I could consume. You remember, I don't know if you had like these like fashion television or like VH1 seeing like the runway shows back then in the 90s.
Yes.
I can't remember what it was called, but Claudia Schiffer and like Cindy Crawford were like hosting them. Anyways, that was like light bulb. Like I wanted to be in that world. And then just like buying the magazines, the Delia's catalogs, the, Aloy catalogs, and
my version of that would be going on to Vogue.com and clicking through all of the different looks on the runway. Yeah. And then eventually there was E-News where I would see more of the, you'd get a little bit of fashion, but it would be like the red carpet.
Yes.
And you don't know that you're looking at the beauty industry.
No.
You have no idea.
I didn't know what I was looking at, especially this like little girl, like with absolutely no like fashion sense. Like I'm surrounded by like,
Well, you can't say you don't have a fashion sense.
I mean, it must have been in there somewhere, but yeah. I definitely had to like really reach for like those things because I wasn't around any of that. I didn't grow up around any of that. So
which makes it even more incredible. No, but it's like your talent was there, right? It just needed a door.
Yeah, just needed the door. Yeah.
So the door first was modeling.
Yeah, which it wasn't even like I didn't. I think I was just lucky enough that my mom was nice enough to put me into these little classes that were in Minneapolis, and it was through a modeling agency, and it was to like, oh, build your book and build confidence, and they set up like a photo shoot, like a test shoot.
Okay.
And that's like when I first met like a real hairstylist and makeup artist, and she was like a combo artist actually. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, she was combo, and she did my hair and makeup, and I was extremely shy like as a kid, and something like when she made me over, girl, yeah, I felt like I like came alive like in the photos in front of the camera. I was so confident, and I thought it was so cool. I loved the way she looked. She was dressed all in black.
Yes.
She had tattoos. Like, it was just, from there, I was like, I don't even care if I don't become a model. Like, I want to do what she does. Like, that's cool. Like, she just made me feel like that bitch. Like,
yes.
you know? So I'm like, that's a cool job. So that seemed also more attainable too. Like, I was like, I don't know if I can actually be a model, but I can definitely be a hairstylist. I can definitely be a makeup artist. So
but what I want to highlight here is that you followed the clues of your creativity and your curiosity, because you don't always know where those things are going to lead you. And if you weren't brave enough to follow it in the first place, you would have never found the little niche that you were actually looking for.
That's so true. Yeah. I don't know how else I would have really gotten into it. Yeah.
Right.
And just, having my mom believe in me too. Oh my God, Mom.
Okay, we love the moms.
We love the moms, yeah.
Honestly, it really means a lot to have someone let you follow your curiosity.
Exactly, yep. So that was
tell me how you ended up at Aveda.
Okay, so it was either Aveda or I think Paul Mitchell, and I just, that was like in the suburbs, and I wanted to be in Minneapolis. Like, if I was gonna move to the big city, I was like, I am gonna be in the heart of it. I wanna go to Aveda in Minneapolis. And it wasn't necessarily like...
Did you have a school in the 90 people that you lived with? And
That's so funny. Yeah, I graduated with about 90 people as well.
Okay.
So where I graduated, it was a combination of all these small towns, and we would ride the school bus over to the next city, which was a little bit bigger, but
okay, got it.
Still.
So you had to group together to make a high school big enough.
Oh yeah, yep.
Amazing. So you were ready. Did you go to school with a lot of kids that were like also wanted to go to a big city, or did they want to stay in a small town?
Most, I would say majority, wanted to stay, or they inherited like their parents' farms. Like they stayed behind, had kids. Like, it's kind of like, that's what you do. That's what you do when you get older in that area. So there's I think there's a few, like a handful that maybe moved out of state that I can still think of, but I don't super keep in touch with a lot of people. But
your life took off in a much different direction.
I don't know what I was.
You were dreaming.
Here I am.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
So you end up at hair school.
Yes.
And you end up where? Going into the salon. How did your career start?
Yeah, right out of Aveda, I went. I was at this cute little salon called Haven Salon. I don't think it's not there anymore, but it was mainly like a rental salon. So I had to start from the bottom. I was receptionist, and then I would get like the walk-ins and slowly try to build. And most of the women were like in their 30s or 40s, and I was obviously a baby. I was like 19. So I was just like soaking up all the knowledge I could. I was like staying late and like watching them do curly cuts, watching them do extensions, colors, like just soaking up whatever I could.
Because your career now, you do every texture.
Yeah.
Were you learning that?
Yes.
At Haven?
And I will say Aveda did, they had a textured class, that's what they call it, was textured hair. All hair has texture. I don't know why they call it, but it was.
I hear you.
You know what I mean? I don't know what, but
They're
yes,
trying.
They did though. I was very proud that I went to a school that taught all hair types.
Yes.
So yes, so then I continued that education at the salon. Yeah, and that was,
So
yeah.
the school was even before going into the salon, it already had prepared you for that.
Yes.
There's
Yep.
a lot of stylists out there that don't get prepared for that.
Yeah, isn't that crazy that that's still...
Absolutely.
It's still happening, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's nuts. It has to be a requirement, yeah.
I agree. It absolutely has to be. And honestly, because the board in 2020 cut the program in half from 1,600 hours to 1,000 hours, they're actually reaching out to professionals to rewrite these tests. It's just that we don't know which professionals are in those incubators and what is happening to that test. But Milady's handbook is from the 80s. It's about time we updated it.
Yes.
But the question is, what's actually being updated?
See?
I've tried to get in on these dates. They filled up very fast, and they give you about a week's notice.
We need to get you in there.
I know.
Do some investigation for us.
Listen, they sent out, on September 11th, they sent out a survey that was due on September 11th that took an hour to fill out.
Okay. Oh my
And I was
God.
working.
Oh.
And I didn't even look at the date of when it was. So 2 days later, I realized it had been due the same day that it was sent.
But something with the board too, like me transferring my hours over here and all that stuff, everything, they make it so difficult. They make it so like
I don't know what is going on.
confusing, and it doesn't need to be. Yeah, just
No.
like send me the link, let me pay the
It seems
fee.
maybe they're understaffed.
Yeah.
I don't want to go straight to them not caring.
Yeah. So yeah.
So yes,
Anyways, yeah.
we gotta.
But
I don't know.
that's a
if
whole
this is-
nother. That is like a whole.
It is a whole other situation.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe on one episode I'll actually read the email that I sent out about
Yes.
why they don't give more heads up. It is tea. It is tea for
we
real.
need to get one of those board members in here.
But tea for another day.
Yes, for another day.
Honestly though, I would have one on the podcast. I would love to have a
should.
conversation.
So
Maybe
yeah.
I'll fly to Sacramento.
So, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
Why not? Why not?
I don't know if this is the right jump off point from you and Haven Salon to
Yes.
how you went on tour with Prince.
So there was quite a bit between that and then Prince, because I started doing makeup. So that's, a completely different thing. So yeah, I was
Yes.
doing hair in the salon, and I wasn't making much money. I was a receptionist and just taking random walk-ins. So I was on Craigslist and I was looking for any side gigs for hair, and not even makeup. I think it was just hair. And this one woman was starting her own bridal business for like on location hair and makeup. And back then, that was like 18 years ago. And back then, even in Minnesota, that wasn't a thing. That was not, people weren't going to people's homes or venues to do hair and makeup. So she was actually one of the first people to have a legit company. Like, she went to the Minnesota board, she got the laws, like, to make it legit to do it on location. So anyways, I answered her Craigslist ad for hairstyling, like wedding hair.
Yeah.
And that's when I started to, she became my mentor because she was also doing makeup. She was an educator for Bobbi Brown. So I would do the hair, I would, do the bridal party, flower girls, grandmas. But I kept like watching her do makeup, and I was like, maybe I should try that. Like, maybe I could get into that. And so maybe I shouldn't have been doing this, but I was learning on the job. I was learning at like on people's wedding days.
I don't think there's
bride.
anything wrong with that. You never know.
I was practicing on grandma, sister, flower girls. And she was a great mentor. And again, her background is Bobbi Brown. So I think that also has something to say with the type of makeup that I have always drawn to, was that Bobbi Brown style, like
Absolutely.
more natural, enhancing someone's natural beauty. So yeah, that's where I first started makeup, was through her.
I
Yeah.
love that, you know, you can see the Bobbi Brown vision is very much about making you look more like you in a presentation of you.
Yes.
Not a whole remodeling of you.
No, yeah, I wasn't remodeling, you know? Yeah. And I still don't do that type of makeup. I admire people who can do that, though. It's very cool. But yeah, I was always drawn to like the natural stuff. And so yeah, I was doing weddings on the weekends, working at the salon, and eventually I got busy enough with bridal, and bridal turned into like photo shoots. So it kept snowballing. I kept getting further away from the salon, and also realizing that I was making more money on the weekends and doing things on my own, because the salon was taking, I think back then it's like 50% of your earnings.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm making like $15 for a haircut. Like, it's not, So yeah, it snowballed into all of that. And I mean, Minneapolis is a small, city.
So how did you get this call? How did you get this call
It's a
out of
small
nowhere?
city. So like I had been doing, hair and makeup then, like for photo shoots for a good like 6 or 7 years. And especially when you put like hair and makeup people, it's very small. So I know all the photographers in town. So eventually it was Prince's photographer that I was friends with, and she had recommended me for a shoot with his band members. So his band members were the 3 girls, and they were called Third Eye Girl.
Yes.
So yeah, that was crazy. Like getting an email and being like, can you be here? It was like at a hotel. Can you be here at like 7 p.m. to do a trial test on blah, 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 the drummer? And like, yeah, I can. I guess.
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I'll have a coffee at 5.
Yes. So I did it, and he wasn't there. It was just me one-on-one with the girls. Each would come into the hotel room, and they had a shoot. They were shooting late at night. Everything he did was like
Night owl.
Really? Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Like nothing happened until 10 p.m.
10 p.m.?
Like nothing happened. So then, so I'm getting these girls ready, their shoot, and then I leave. I go home. I don't know anything. Like, I don't know. Like, good luck,
Yeah.
And so the next day.
So you left and you thought to yourself, like, I just did a great shoot and I'm going to go to bed and tomorrow's going to be another normal day.
Had no idea, like, what would come of it. Like, no idea. Nothing from his assistant. It probably was a couple days, actually. And I just figured, that was a cool opportunity. Like, how cool I got to do that. Like, I thought that was cool enough. I was like, so happy.
Wow.
And then, he kept reaching out for like little photo shoots. And again, I hadn't seen him, hadn't met him. He's just this mystery man, this icon.
But why Minneapolis?
That's where he grew up.
Really?
That's where he grew up, in Chanhassen. Yeah, yes.
I didn't know
which is like a
that.
suburb of Minneapolis.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was his hometown, and he was actually known for giving like a lot of opportunities to local people. So like the photographer, and then there's other makeup artists that he's used there too. So yeah, it was pretty cool that he like would give, like, I don't know, locals a chance. He wasn't flying in, huge LA artists, and he could have been, yeah.
Sure.
So yeah. And then so eventually, I got an email that asked me to go to get on a flight and go to Vancouver to Canada to do a show. And it wasn't like the full tour yet. Maybe they knew that, but they didn't let me know that. I thought, like, oh my God, how cool. Like, I'm gonna get flown to Canada. Like, I've never even been like out of Minnesota, like, let alone.
You had never left?
I mean, mean like
The state?
Iowa, Wisconsin, Chicago, like Midwest.
All right.
I've never been out of the Midwest.
All right.
Yeah.
But you've never been out of the U.S. You've never flown international.
No.
Wow.
So I am like, okay. And I still haven't met him yet. So yeah, I was just like so nervous. And I was like, of course, I'll accept the job.
Yes.
Let me pack up my things real quick. And it,
did you need to get a passport or did you already have one?
I think I already had one, actually. I did have one. Yes, a just in case passport. Yep, I did have one. Yep. And I remember I did have to hide. I had to hide the fact that I was going over there to work because there's rules or something like tax, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. So I had to say I had all this makeup with me because I was going to
a wedding.
Just do I think I was just doing like social media or doing something for like my friend. Yeah, like just a photo shoot for fun.
Yeah.
And they did pull me aside though, and they held me. And the assistant was on the phone, and he was like, just tell him this. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't lie. I'm such a bad liar. And I did. I had to. I was like there, and I got through, and I was just like, oh my God, like what if I wouldn't have?
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the beginning. Yeah, and that was the show that I finally did meet him, and it was just like backstage setting up my stuff. I hadn't done the girls yet. And I'm just there nice and early. I had my little book, and I was eating an apple, and somebody like walked by, and then walked back, and I looked up, and I totally did like a double take.
Yeah.
As I'm like eating my apple, like, and he's just like, hi, Miss Rose. I'm so happy to have you on this tour, and he's just like, beautiful work, and then just shook my hand and like floated off like this, like Prince.
Wow.
So yeah, it was
so polite.
So polite, and that was really nice, and I was so like
you felt at home.
Happy to be there.
Yeah.
And the girls were so nice. So I had like a great time. That was the beginning, and I kept getting called back, and they decided to do a tour, a West Coast tour. So we did that. Went back home. Like these were all. He didn't do them like in a row, like a normal tour. Because he's Prince, he can just do whatever dates whenever he wanted to.
Yeah.
So we would have dates. We'd come back home for a couple weeks, go out, come home for like a month. So imagine me, I couldn't book any work because I didn't know when I was going to get the next call.
Right.
So that whole year I was like turning down like weddings, corporate, like headshot stuff. So I was kind of just like hanging out waiting for a call.
Really?
Yeah.
And what made you choose to do that?
Because it's Prince.
Because it's Prince.
Like you, after the first couple, you're like, you get a taste of that, like.
Of what, the energy?
That energy, yeah, that energy, being backstage, like just, flying first class, traveling, like, because I had never done that before.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I guess I'm gonna hold out for the next email. And I kept pulling out, and they kept coming. Luckily,
Yeah.
And it was just like that, random for the whole year of 2013.
Wow.
Yeah. And
That's absolutely incredible.
That. Yeah. And when it ended, I was just so sad. Like,
so how did you know that it ended? Because it sounds like the year that you had, kind of going from, it sounded like a big unknown year where you didn't know what was coming, right? You just had to trust that you were making the right decision going forward.
Yeah.
So how did you know that it ended? Because at the same time, you didn't even know that you were in it in a weird way.
Exactly, yeah. Well, because they did finally name the tour and release dates. So we did have a beginning and an end eventually.
I see.
So when that ended, then it was just sprinkled like talk show appearances or... it was like George Lucas's wedding. That was a random one.
Oh my God.
Like what?
Yeah.
Yes. So random appearances, and you could just feel it was slowly trickling. I think he was also probably getting tired of, because he hadn't toured in years before that.
Yeah.
So I think doing it that whole year, it eventually, it kind of fizzled, and he was just doing randoms, and that was that. Yeah.
So, again, your story, as much as everything you're saying, like not everyone has experienced these things. Like people can still experience highs and lows in their life, right? And that was absolutely a high. And then having it sort of like fizzle out, I don't know if anything really prepared you for kind of the next portion of your journey. And I wouldn't call it a low, right? But there's probably that feeling of like, I don't even want to call it stagnancy, but stillness. A lot of stillness after you were just in this incredible rush.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, it totally was. It was crazy because, I felt like, oh my God, I'm like only 20, I think it was 26 or 27. I've completely peaked. Like, where do I go from here? Like,
ooh, that is so bad to feel like you peaked.
Yep. And that's where my head went, and I was just like so sad. And also, I wasn't networking for an entire year. So like, I didn't totally lose my clients, but I it wasn't as like, we weren't on
you're not in the relationship flow, because there's like that connection that you can maintain when you are continually seeing people. You chose to put that connection with the tour.
Yep. Exactly.
Which was, I would say the right choice.
Right. Yeah, right? I don't regret it. Yeah, totally. But when it did end, I was like, okay, well, where do I go from here? And were
you even able to think of that question? I feel like I would have hit a wall.
Oh yeah, I was really sad. I was kind of depressed, like, to be honest. Yeah.
Situationally depressed.
Yes.
We can relate.
Exactly. Yeah. But I had like, my mentor, and I had a couple other makeup artists that I was friends with, and they were just like, you need to just ride this out. Like, you were coming off of a high, so you need to ride this wave and freaking go to LA. Like, go get out of here. Like, get the hell out of here. Like, you need to do it now, because if you don't do it now and you wait a few years, then you're the girl who toured with Prince like 3 years ago or 5 years ago or 10 years ago. And it's like, just go now and like network with people in LA and see where it goes, and while you still...
Great advice.
While it's still fresh,
So, how did you get the stamina? Because you probably felt like you just wanted to wallow.
Yeah.
And watch Netflix. There probably wasn't even Netflix.
No, girl.
There was no TikTok to scroll.
There was no doom scrolling.
Okay, but you probably... where did you find it in yourself to do it?
In my head, just like when I was little, I had always wanted to move to Minneapolis. And when I was in Minneapolis, I always want to move to LA. But
so you had that dream too?
Yes. So I was always like in here, but I didn't know like if it was good enough, or if I, like just like the insecurities. And I think like being on tour and just figuring it out and being thrown into it, I was like, okay, like if I can handle that, I can handle moving like across the country by myself.
You can.
Which was so scary, but like so worth it. Like, if you don't take chances, you will stay stagnant. Like, everyone should evolve, and we should change, and we should just like, we got to keep moving.
I also have to shout out to depression here, because I do feel like if you have the right people around you, even when you're feeling low and you feel like you have no wind in your sails, if you have people around you that are like, hey, you could go here. If you have the strength in your soul, sometimes when you're feeling kind of down, you can make a big leap because you're feeling down. So you're like, whatever. You're like going to take your Eeyore self to LA and be Eeyore. But you're really being brave. Okay, so shout out to feeling a little sad and doing it anyway.
I had to get that out of my system, But yeah, you're totally right. Like, having like supportive people and people in your corner and being like, you can do this. Like, can I? Like, okay, like, let's sell everything and pack up my car and my cats and let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then I had to start completely all over, like, you know, when I got here, because I didn't have any connections.
Right.
Like,
so now you're really at the beginning.
really back at the beginning.
At the bottom of the barrel.
Yes. Yeah. So
But with a lot of skill and experience.
Yeah.
And that's not nothing.
That's true. And you know what? I was probably naive because I thought I had that Prince thing right on my resume, just coming off of there. I thought I could just email some agencies, get locked in. I didn't get any responses. It was like, oh shit, like, what am I gonna do? Like, okay, well, let's go back to like what you know. And that was bridal. That was like the security. I knew I could have like security in that at least, while I was networking with, trying to network with photographers out here and like build relationships. And I was like, let's do what I know already worked, was just, you know, the photo shoots and the bridal. Yeah.
So that's where you started over again in LA? You got yourself into the bridal network?
Yep. While doing Glam Squad.
Really?
Yep.
Get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
It
So
must
when
have
I
been
say
brand new.
So that's what I mean. Yes, it was brand new. I was completely, I think that year.
I remember when Glam Squad came out.
2015.
Yes.
Yeah.
They emailed me.
Yep.
I was like just starting on my own at the salon.
Uh-huh. So when I say I started all over, I started all over. Like I was, you know.
Do you know what makes me so excited about having these conversations, like the one we're having now, is it's personal to me, okay? So if it's a little selfish, I own it. But I love hearing where people's journeys were and thinking about where I was. Like imagining, okay, I'm like fresh, like out on the floor, and you are in the same city working for Glam Squad after coming off of a tour with Prince.
Yep.
And like our little worlds are like so close.
So close.
And we're finally meeting.
Oh, I love that. Yes. See, it's amazing. Yeah. Like all these journeys. Yeah. And it's a journey. Like it took so many like ups and downs, and I feel like I've lived different lives and so many like ways my life could have gone if I would have chosen, you know, to say yes or no. Like if I wouldn't have moved out here, you know, what would I be doing right now in Minnesota? I don't know. Yeah. So either way, yeah.
You have a really strong sense of self, which I find very interesting. And then I think that probably benefited you so much going on a tour with an absolute icon and superstar, like to a T. And then moving to a city where it's really easy to lose yourself. Yeah. You know, maybe coming from that small town actually insulated everything that's good about you, and you can't ever lose it.
I hope so. Yeah. I am like proud of my roots, and I do love going back home and visiting. My parents still live there. So I go back in time. I like to say like a time machine. I go back to Walters. That's what it's called, Walters. And the internet barely works out there. Like,
oh god.
Yeah, Netflix always does the loading thing. So I'm just stuck on the couch with my mom watching Lifetime, and you know.
Yes, Lifetime.
Yes, Lifetime.
A lifeline in this moment.
Exactly. So yeah, it humbles me. Right, if I start to get to, you know, like LA, let's go back to Minnesota. Let's put her back in her place. This is who you are, really. And you know what? I'm okay with that.
I could never imagine you getting to LA.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So you started with Glam Squad. Were you trying to still get in with an agency? Did you ever end up with an agency?
I kind of gave up on that first year, because it was like, oh my God, like no one's getting back to me. Also, like when I moved here and was emailing and trying to network, I noticed people do not answer their emails like they do in the Midwest, I guess, or whatever. Like, I feel like we're like on it, and it takes people a few days to like casually get back, and it wasn't as like quick, and I was like hustling hard, and I was like, why isn't anybody getting back? And then people would start to get back, and it was just real casual, and like, oh, we could have you, you know, come in and it's just things weren't moving. And maybe that was me being young and impatient as well. But yeah, the Glam Squad thing, that I learned quickly that did not work out. They don't pay well. I don't know if they're still around.
I don't know if they're still around either.
I could probably talk some crap, but like either, yeah.
But if they're no longer around, then why talk crap?
Exactly.
That does it all for us.
Yes, it does it all for us. But yeah, I luckily it got me by to just pay my rent, and same with weddings, and I got to network and do a bunch of test shoots and meet great photographers, some that I am still friends with and that still bring me on to like really amazing gigs today. And you remember, were you ever in like Facebook groups?
No.
See, I'm old.
Here's the thing. I very quickly was disenchanted with Facebook.
Oh yeah.
So the minute Instagram came out, I was very much attracted to that, and I deleted my Facebook. I don't know if that was the smartest thing, because I could have probably maintained and networked and marketed a lot on Facebook, but I was a little ahead of my time.
Yes. Well, see, I was a little, that's all I had, I think. And I used those groups. There was like this one specific group called Girls Night Out.
Yeah.
And so it was all the girls in LA, all the girlies. So whoever needed their hair and makeup done for a night out, they would post like, need a makeup artist on Saturday, blah, 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 blah. And I'd be on it. I'd be on those Facebook group posts. Send my website. And so that's honestly, I gained a good clientele from Facebook.
See what I'm saying? You work what you've got.
With what I had. That's all I had.
You don't need to live in 3005 the way that I was when I was 22. You can just work with what you've got. And that is a lesson I've learned as I've matured.
You got to use everything, but you have to be savvy with it all.
Yes.
So, honestly, yeah.
You can be surprised what anyone can make work for them.
Yes.
And that's a huge lesson.
Oh, yeah.
That's a huge lesson.
Yep. So yeah,
that's the really good part about being humble.
Yeah.
Is that you can actually use a lot more to your benefit when you are.
I'm not too cool for a lot of things. Just do it.
I love that. And I think we could all use a lot more of it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. But yeah, Facebook groups, man. Yeah. And then, I don't know. After that, it's just like things kept rolling in. Yeah.
Girl, you just know how to stand in a river of luck and let it wash over you. I swear to God.
Just like
I don't know what they did in that small town.
Yeah, in that small town. I think you just have to be open to like anything and trust like that it will work out. Like,
can you talk a little bit more about trust? Because honestly, I think that's something that everyone could learn to do more. I could learn to do that more. I find that I'll do it in spurts, and then I'll have moments where I'm just like, I have to control everything.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that you need to like, I don't know how, but like there's something in you, like it's your intuition. You have to trust your intuition. And if something is kind of like saying like, try this, like, why not? Like, I'm also like, I have the mindset of like, if you don't try it, you don't know. And also, like, what's the worst that could happen? Like, someone says no. Like, who cares? Like, I might hurt my own feelings. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. Like,
you know what?
Like,
it's true.
Yeah.
Usually, it's like, what's the worst that could happen? Someone's a little mean to you.
Literally.
Someone says no. Someone laughs at you.
Yeah.
And guess what? It comes and it goes.
And that's gonna be the rest of your life. Like,
right.
Yes. So just do the thing. Just try the thing.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Yeah. Again, like, I don't like to stay still and stagnant. I want to grow. Like, I want to try new things and be a better person and like all the things. Yeah.
I want to ask you a little bit, because I loved looking at all of your work, and you really do have an eye for finding those little things that seem to light up a face. When you are designing someone's look, what do you look at first when you're studying them before you approach the work?
Well, I mean, usually I have to consult with the client. So it's kind of like, what are we doing? What are we selling? and then I can like translate that to the face. And usually, like, yeah, most of my work is very natural. It's like letting the product speak over, you know, the model. And a lot of it is very like healthy, like very healthy, glowing, youthful. And so I think, and also my favorite part of doing makeup is the complexion. I love skin. Like if I had more time, I'd go back to school for like osteology. Like I would love that. Yeah. Like I love skin. And so I guess, I don't know. Yeah. Like looking at like their best features, like what's standing out. Like does she have an amazing brow or amazing cheekbone structure or nice full lips? Like what can we highlight? What is she known for? Looking at her book, like what do other people highlight on her?
Oh,
like,
interesting.
Yeah. So just doing a little bit of research on like the back end part before actually starting her makeup myself. Yeah.
I actually like that. I don't think there's enough said about looking at the body of work around a person. And honestly, you could even do that around a client.
Yeah.
You could look at their Instagram and just see like, how have other people done their makeup? How have they done their hair by themselves? Like what works, what doesn't?
I do. I request that too. I'm like, is there a time you've loved your hair in the past? Like send me a photo of that, or a time you didn't like your hair or your makeup. You know, feel free to send me any photos of that. So I want to know like what you like and what you don't like before we even like start.
Yeah.
Because there's only so much like we can talk and consult. Like I'm a visual person and a visual learner, and I want to like communicate with visuals. Yeah. So like to me, photos with personal clients and mood boards with like production clients, that's like key. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. We can always do a little bit more research.
Right?
We really can.
Also, we can hop on Instagram and look them up. And,
why not?
You know?
Do a little bit of healthy stalking.
Exactly.
But keep it healthy.
Keep it healthy.
So, I've heard in the freelance space that there is a lot of fight or flight mentality and experience. I don't know that this is something that you have experienced per se, but in a lot of conversations that I've had, specifically with people that work in hair and makeup that are in the space of like entertainment and movies and freelance, there's this experience of like, oh my God, I'm getting a job, and then it's like slow, and then I have to wait, and then it's like, I'm getting it, and I have to be open to it, and I have to
Yeah.
Okay, I'm exaggerating so that everyone gets the feeling of like what it could be like to have a flurry of work and then nothing, and then a flurry of work and then nothing, and you're always on pins and needles, you're always on edge. Is this real?
It's real, and it goes back to trust the process. Like literally trust that work is going to come, like, but also be smart and realistic and put money in a savings. Like you have to, you know, you're your own boss. Like this is our own business. Like be smart and save up, because like as a freelancer, like I don't have somebody like putting money away for like retirement and stuff. Like be smart.
So part of the antidote to the fight or flight is financial savvy.
Exactly. We gotta take care of ourselves. We gotta
because those periods of rest, if you've actually like set up, and everyone's situation is different, but if you've set up a certain financial flow, even if you don't know what's coming or what's not coming,
you can relax a little.
You can relax.
Because you're like, hey, I got a cushion. Like, it's not like we're going months without work. It's a week, honey, chill out. Or it's 2 weeks. Like, it's going to pick up again. Like, it always does. And that's just like the freelance thing is it's a roller coaster. It's like up and down.
You know, strangely, I don't think we really ever say how normal it is that like you would have a budget. It's just that our timelines are so different from a 9 to 5 that everyone's like, oh, I have my salary, I get it weekly, right? You also have your quote unquote, I'm not gonna call it a salary, okay, but you have your payday. It just has a completely different structure, and it has a completely different way of reaching you.
Totally.
And so it's really no different than having like a job that you go to every day of the week.
Yeah, true. I mean, especially
It's just a different structure.
it's just a different structure. Yeah. So, and the only difference is that, your employer is putting money away from you or taking taxes out, where I have to have an accountant and like figure out my own taxes and invoicing people and sending out, contracts. And so like you're forced to be like business savvy when you're a freelancer. Yeah. And I kind of like it, honestly.
I like it too.
I kind of like it.
I like it too. One of the people I want to have on the podcast is a CPA.
Oh, yes.
I want to talk about that in depth with someone that just deals with money.
Yes. You know what? There should be more CPAs that are like their specialty is like beauty industry. I feel like, does that exist? Like specific?
What I've found in LA is CPAs that work with artists, actors, and people in entertainment. And I find that my job falls into that category.
Okay, yeah.
And I feel like yours probably would too.
Yeah.
But I've never found someone that strictly does hair, and I'm sure that they're out there.
Yeah.
I've just found that like I fall into the creative category.
Yep.
And in LA, that's like how
it's so huge. Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge, and they understand.
Yeah, they do.
They understand, because oddly enough, this is why I bring up books like The Artist's Way a lot.
Yeah.
Is we really are a creative field.
Yeah.
I know that it's very easy to say, oh, it's a technical skill and it's a technical application, but we are artists.
Yeah.
And what we do falls under the category of like an actor. It's just we don't get judged like an actor does.
Yes.
Right? They're like, well, hairdressers have a stability, right?
Right.
Yeah. And that's debatable.
Well, yeah.
It's just like the social construct of how we appear to like the masses, right?
Totally. Yep.
But when we actually are honest about it, it's like, no, we fall under art.
Yep.
And we have all the nuance, and we have all of the sensitivity that needs to be shown
Exactly. Yeah.
to our industry.
Yep. We're all in it together.
And you know what? If anyone's going to show it to us, it's us.
Yes, exactly.
If anyone's going to be sensitive to us and our cause, it's us.
Yes. I think community is important. It's important. I realized that too, moving here, like networking with other hair and makeup people, like just like not only to make friends, but to honestly have that bubble of like, oh, you get like what I'm going through. You get it. And or I'm not available for this. Do you want, I trust you, with my client, can you take her this? Like, it's just so important, I feel like, to have like a good handful of artists that you can trust and you can bounce ideas off of and share experiences with, and
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we always end the podcast with a couple of questions. I have one extra one that I'm going to throw you, because I think you're going to have a unique perspective on it. And what I want to ask is, what would you tell someone that is going through like that period of stillness after a high, and maybe they're indulging in a lot of like numbing habits? Mm-hmm. What would you tell them to help them utilize that time?
Ooh, probably to find that fire again, like find that passion, like find what got you going, what got your heart racing in like the first place. Like, is it still there? It's still there. It's just you're kind of numbing it, and you're kind of sad right now, but like it's still there. Let yourself be sad for a little bit, but then we gotta get up. We gotta like take care of ourselves. And I don't think there's like a right answer. I can't say like what will work, but for me, it was having like that support of other artists actually, and sharing my story when like that tour ended and I was sad, and like they're like, yeah, that really sucks, and somebody to listen to, and they're like, but girl, you gotta get up and you gotta like snap out of it and ride this wave. Like, good things still are going to happen. So, get up. Get up, let's go.
That's the advice, baby.
Come
I love
on,
it.
like, let's just do it.
And then if you could go back in time to little Amber in a town of 90 people and give her any advice from where you are now, what would you tell her?
To trust your instincts and like keep dreaming. Like don't let anybody like dull you. That sounds really like cheesy, but like don't let them dull your shine, girl. Like you there's something in you, and just follow that intuition and everything will work out. Just trust those instincts, and you got something special. And yeah, like you're gonna get out of that little town. Yes.
Wow, you sure are, though.
Yeah.
And the final question is, what does beauty mean to you?
Oh. Man, that's a hard one. What does beauty?
That's why I like to spring it on people.
That is a good one, though. Beauty is like confidence, though. Like beauty is, I feel like, and it's also subjective too. Beauty is like art. Beauty is confidence. Man, there's just, yeah, I would say confidence then. Yeah. Just like when I had that, okay, yeah, little shy girl having that first test shoot and like finally opening up after like being beautified, hair and makeup done, and feeling like, oh, like you're really pretty, like we can do this. Like, yeah, I guess it is confidence then. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Amber, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
You can catch Amber, myself, Nicoletta, Gabby, and Rachelita live October 13th, 2025, 6:30 p.m. across the street from Warner Brothers Studio if you live in Los Angeles. If not, you're just gonna have to wait for what we film and decide to post on the internet. But I would like to say that we are doing a beauty ritual live, the first of its kind, and it's going to be a mix of students and working professionals, and it really is about building this beauty community, creating a space where we can build the relationships and the support and the landing place for whatever we want the future of cosmetology beauty to be. So thank you so much for tuning in. You can find Amber where?
On all social channels, A Rose Hair and Makeup.
Ooh, she's got it streamlined. Also check out her website. It's probably the most beautiful website I've ever traversed.
Thank you.
You know where to find me. It's beauty_ritual on Instagram and beauty ritual on Spotify and YouTube and Apple. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you. And we'll see you next time.
A beauty entertainment broadcast.